Good morning, guys. We are on a tough wheeling weekender on the west coast of Tasmania. Today we're taking on Ring River and tomorrow we're going to take on Cumberland, so stick around. Isn't working. You're gonna have to cut that rope. Far out. Welcome guys to part one of my West Coast Weekender. In this mini-series, we're going to be taking on the toughest tracks on the west coast of Tassie, the first being the Ring River track. In the convoy, we've got myself in my trusty Chop GQ Patrol, we've got Kane in his 80 series, and Jonesy in his GU Coil cab. This area is a huge attraction for four-wheel driving. There's two tracks and both can take you into the Montezuma Falls. Ring River is the shortest, but it's definitely got the most challenges. So join us as we make our way towards the huge and beautiful Montezuma Falls. Unfortunately, it doesn't all go to plan. Alright, so we're at this first little bog hole thing. Long time ago, you used to take that line over there. There's another line just here, which is the one we did last time, but there's like a side track now, so we might have a look at this. It's like just two sets of ruts coming up around the corner. So we'll get into it. Alright, so this looks pretty ordinary up here, to be honest. I reckon it's probably going to be a winch, but we'll see how we go. I've just given Jonesy a tree trunk protector. We might have to enter this a little bit violently. Apparently, otherwise we're going to chassis out. Seatbelt's a no-go. She's a winch. I was going further back each time, but yeah, no good. So as you can see, you're pretty much straight into the action and it's out with the winch. I could feel the car going back further each time, but I'm just making the ruts deeper for the others. Man, I'm not sure if there's anything better in this world than the sound of a high mount on 24 volt. Well, that was quite a pull. It sounded like the winch was slowing down a fair bit. Thank you! That was awesome, first winch for the day. So there wasn't much more that Kane could do here other than call for the winch, but something tells me he's going to learn more about that right pedal as the day goes on.
We all got through that. That was a rude little step up there. It's bloody slippery. We all like to winch. I think Jonesy's front locker was playing funny buggers, but it looks like he's got it sorted now. Did you get that sorted?
Yeah.
What was wrong with it?
I think it's just some wiring in the back of the switch.
Blame TC.
Yeah, we'll blame TC.
Own wrecker. Alright, we've got a little descent here into the river. And I think it might be time to have a little bit of breakfast. So we might cook some brekkie in the sun in the river.
I know that sometimes four-wheel drivers get a bad name, like we're just a bunch of mud punchers that love ripping up the bush, but this here is what I love most, just weaving through this ancient, beautiful Tassie rainforest with good people.
Alright, so we've made it down to Ring River. It's actually pretty low here at the moment. It's only kind of ankle deep. I have seen it quite high, but usually it's kind of like this. But it's not usually like this in terms of sun. It's absolutely belting down. But yeah, we just stopped here. We're going to have some brekkie wraps. Alright, we're all fed and we are heading up out of the river on our way to the top. Turn a bit harder that way. Might have to do one at a time here all the way to the top.
Wait up.
one more little pinch just here. Let's try second, both lockers on. Yeah, boy! And we're up. Let's go and see how the other boys go.
So Kane is used to slow rock crawling in New South Wales. When I was up there, I felt out of my depth.
Have you tried having a GQ?
And so I guess now it's his turn to learn the Tassie ways.
You just need to go harder. It doesn't look very savage out here. Go one more, and then I'll get your winch for you. Just teaching Kane how to Tassie here. He just needs to go a bit harder, that's all there is to it. Yeah, boy.
You got there.
Yeah, boy. Keep going, mate. You're right. Got that sound? Same thing again, mate.
And then it was Jonesy's turn, and I have a feeling he's not going to be holding back.
Nice one, mate. He's still going. That's so sick. I really like it when you got to give it a couple of tries. Makes it feel better when you get up. But yeah, we'll keep trekking along. I freaking love this track. So cool. Alright, so we've made our way up the hill and we've just come to a fair old tree across the track. This thing is massive. That's huge. And so someone's made a little bit of a bypass here. It's actually probably drivable, to be honest. This is a lot like one of the Wombat bypasses. But yeah, right.
And so I was up first for this tree bypass, and you can see here just how valuable those cab links are on my bar work. It took Kane a couple of attempts to realise how close that root ball was coming to his rear driver door, and so we had to come up with a way to tip the car over and away from it.
Maybe if you go back and then we'll fill up this rut with those logs there to try and tip you over a bit.
Unfortunately, he didn't quite give it enough with the chance he had, and so it was out with the winch to save panels. but only a car length on the winch and he's on his way again. Guys, if you're watching and you haven't liked the video yet or you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps my motivation to keep pumping out these videos.
Well, that was a tight little number coming through there. Unfortunately, I think Kane touched up his door a little bit, mate.
Just a little tickle, yeah.
It's actually not very much, is it? It's just like a little slight indent. But yeah, he come over the bank and like it just leaned him over. I don't know, like the extra weight on top. But yeah, we packed it out with some wood and helped it to clear. But yeah, we'll keep moving along. I think we've got a bog hole soon, don't we?
Don't act too excited, mate. This is where it all goes pear-shaped.
You need to winch me back or something. My winch isn't working.
So it turns out I was accidentally in second gear on the winch and the voltage drop got that bad that it burnt the motor.
You're gonna have to cut that rope. Far out, that winch just stopped working.
And so the guys put their heads together and the first plan was to pull me forward to take the load off that winch so he could disconnect it and then pull me backwards.
Right, well that was fun, wasn't it? We're in a bog hole. Oi, Jonesy, just cut the rope and pull me back, dude.
I want to try and cut this rope.
Now, cutting a winch rope is something that I definitely wouldn't recommend, but I knew that my rope is a good quality Dyneema that doesn't store any energy. As you can see, it just drops to the ground. And I definitely don't blame Jonesy for being nervous about it. I generally wouldn't care about getting water in the car. It happens all the time, but I had my camera gear and my clothes on the floor, which is my own fault.
Far out.
I was trying to work out, so I was like, we're going to have to get this winch off.
No, I already put it on the bonnet. I like put it in free spool, put it on the bonnet. Boy, that was fun. And I was in second gear on the winch, and I should have been in first. So I looked over at the bolts, and I got down to 20 volts. I was like, I'm in second gear, so I hit the other one.
I never cut a winch. I was for sure thought this thing was going to fly somewhere. You had there was mud up here.
I saw it out that window. I couldn't believe it.
I was like, we're not going forwards.
It's your jumper, mate. Well, that bog hole, last year, I didn't drive straight through it, but I at least winched straight through it. But yeah, just hit a wall of mud over here. I accidentally had the winch in second gear, and so I reckon I probably burnt that motor. Worst case. Best case, it's just a solenoid. But yeah, so I think it's time to take this beeline around now. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. pretty impressive. That rope that I'm running is a Dynamica rope from the guys that make second air beadlocks in Victoria. And that rope is only 10 mil. I was like, do you have any 40 meter ropes? And he was like, yeah, only in a 10 mil rope though. But apparently it's a higher quality Dyneema, so I was willing to give it a go. And yeah, that's 10 mil rope. And like, it pulled that tight that it stalled out my bow motor and burned it. And the rope still didn't break. But yeah, I managed to give the winch motor a couple of taps and it seems to be pulling again now. It's not very healthy, but it'll get me out of trouble. So we've got Big Kane leading the convoy now. He had to kind of rush around me because I think we were originally going to pull me forward a bit, but I just got Jonesy to cut the rope in the end. And then we pulled me backwards out. There was a bit going on there. And I had a fair bit of water in the car, which isn't a horrible thing. It's fine all through this thing. I can just hose it out. But I had all my camera equipment, my clothes, so that's what I was mostly worried about. A little bit of a rude angle here. It's an old BOG hole. So I think that's just about the last climb up out of Ring River. Pretty soon we will join onto Montezuma Falls and we'll be able to go and check out some waterfalls. So there we are, Montezuma Falls. That's where we're headed. So yeah, you do a sharp left and then we're gonna head down here for a bit.
And so, with Ring River Track done and dusted, we turned onto Montezuma Falls Track and made our way along this beautiful bit of Tassie history to the waterfall. The Montezuma Falls Track is a lot less challenging and goes for a lot longer. We tend to do Ring River in and out because of how long Montezuma is. And after a short leg, weaving through the creeks and rainforest, we make it to the Montezuma Falls car park, where we can pull up for some lunch.
So we made it to the end of Montezuma Falls. I ended up on the piss there a little bit, Kane.
You did.
That last little pinch through one of the... Actually, I won't blame it. It's the bloke behind the wheel. Yeah, so the bloke behind the wheel coming through that last creek, he cooked it and I ended up off the side. I don't think I got any footage of it either. But yeah, we're parked up now. I'm going to go and check out this waterfall.
Standing at 104 metres tall, the Montezuma Falls are one of Tasmania's largest waterfalls, and I highly recommend you come and check it out.
So that's it, we made it to the falls. It's always cool seeing those massive waterfalls. We had a few issues. Kane unfortunately did a little bit of damage to his door. I'm pretty confident that I've burnt a motor, but that's all part of it. But anyway, we've turned around now and we're gonna head on out of here. And then we're gonna hit up Lake Cumberland, but you're not gonna see that until next episode. But yeah, thanks heaps for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up. And if you wanna see more, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys very soon.
So if you did enjoy this episode, don't forget to tune in next fortnight when me and the boys take on the Lake Cumberland track.